Hey Geeks, Tim Tibbetts here with MajorGeeks.com. Today we're going to show you how to clear the Microsoft Windows Store cache in Windows 10. This is one of the many troubleshooting steps you can go through if your Windows Store is not working correctly or giving you errors or other issues. This is worth a shot. Nice thing about it is some of it's pretty easy. So let's look at a couple of them. The first couple steps should take care of your problem. We're going to use a command called wsreset.exe, and we're going to want to get to the Windows key plus X and run Windows PowerShell as admin. Go ahead and click on yes. I just banged my knee. And wsreset.exe, press enter, and you're going to wait until that flashing cursor brings us back to another line, as you can see here. We'll show you. So be patient, depending on your computer's speed and how much junk is laying around. It could take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you never know, but for the most part it should be done within a minute or two. So once you see that second line come up in a minute, that means that we have cleared the cache. A lot has changed over time. I'll also mention you might run into some guides that say to run this reset from, there you go, you can tell it's working now. And there you go. There's the older guides that recommend you run that from the System32 folder. We do not recommend that. They also recommend deleting the Microsoft Windows.store folder, but I don't think that folder even exists anymore, so those are kind of old, outdated ways of doing things. If your Windows Store didn't pop up and isn't working correctly, you can go ahead now and close the command prompt. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the troubleshooters. You can get there in various ways, but let's go to Start, Settings. We'll go over to Update and Security and look for the troubleshooting section. Scroll on down, and these are all a little bit different, but they're not too difficult. So Windows has changed the way this works now too, so you want to actually click on additional troubleshooters to actually get to them. I don't know why they decided to bury the troubleshooters. It's got to be the stupidest thing I've seen in a while. And I've seen some stuff. So let's roll on down. And there's your Windows Store apps. Let's go ahead and click on that. Now, when you click on Run the Troubleshooter, it's almost always going to ask you what your problem is. So hopefully your problem comes up on the list, or maybe it doesn't on this one. Each one runs a little bit differently. Each of these troubleshooters yet somewhat similar. So apparently this one does not ask me. So as you can see, we know I don't have any problems, but that's okay. So a lot of times if you click on something, just to show you that I have a general idea, some will ask you for help, some will not, and say, what is your problem? Because that's all the troubleshooters are, is a list of known problems that it can fix for you. So if you have a known problem, the troubleshooter is going to get it done for you. I was hoping to show you what I was talking about before, but since it doesn't apply here, that's fine. But sometimes they'll ask you what your problem is. So that's a really good one. Troubleshooters are often overlooked. Don't overlook it. Next up, if all else has failed, you may need to run System File Checker. Now we have to once again run PowerShell as admin, and you'll notice that Windows 10, 8, 1, and 8 users may need to run what they call DISM. And the reason for that is sometimes you have to download the files you need to fix corruptions. Now, doesn't mean you have to. It might work anyway. So you can go ahead and do it either way. If you type this in, and I think it takes a minute to run, and press your Windows key plus X and go to PowerShell as admin, and odds are your problem's fixed by now anyway. And you click that, and it's going to take a minute to run. Now, once this is finished running, and again, it's probably better that you do this in this order unless you're on Windows 7 or older. You might be familiar with the old System File Checker command. It's SFC /scan now. Just like that. You can copy and paste it again by just go like that, highlight it, right click, and copy. Save you the trouble of making a typo. And once you do that, Windows is going to go through, it's going to run, and maybe you have some corrupted files. And that's all System File Checker does, is it looks for any problems with files and replaces any corrupted files. So how are we doing over here? So this will take a minute. I'll hit pause and we'll jump back in and we'll be just about done. Alright, we're back. It took probably 5 minutes. Expect that to be hit or miss. And once again, as we discussed, you now just want to do SFC scan now. and you're going to run that. It could take some time, and that's okay. So we're probably not going to show you the results of this right now, but we're going to show you what you can do when it's completed. You can click right here, and there's an article on how to use it. And if you go all the way down to the bottom here, you will see a few things that will be of interest to you, which is, for example, some of the errors you might receive. So if you see this as your report, then everything's good. If you see this, and just work your way down here. So you're looking to see which message you get. And then if you don't solve your problem, you can look at the log file. There's directions here again. I'll link to in the video description. How are we doing over here? It's probably going to take a while. Yeah. So you also might want to consider if your store is still not working correctly. We have a couple other articles in here, how to restore the Windows Store on Windows 10. I like this one. It's as simple as opening the command prompt like we just did and just copying and pasting this code right here into PowerShell. That might help you. And if you have a particular error, maybe we have it listed here in our other story. So there you go. Hopefully we've got your Windows Store back up and running. If not, leave a comment. We've got quite a few articles on that. There's always little problems with the Windows Store, and we've addressed quite a few of them. So thanks, as always, for watching. See ya.